So we're getting ready to go on a little kind of practice hike out to local trail. Prepare for this glacier trip so we can do multiple day trips out anywhere from 10 to 18 miles. So we are on our way to the Reedy Fork Trail. It's kind of a practice trail as we try to build up our distance to handle the big trails in Glacier. So we're just trying to get out every chance we get to do as much as we can and just build our strength up. And this is a local trail that we can get to, that we can go as far as time allows, and then we can, when we don't have as much going on, we can try to get out earlier and go farther. So here we are at the Reedy Fork Trail, just getting ready to take off. The trail itself is 3.79 miles. I think that's out, and then so the total hike can be up to 7.6 miles. So just a few steps into the Reedy Fork Trail. Cashew's a little bit ahead of me as usual. It's nice, somewhat overcast day, but not expecting any rain. It's spring, so the colors are starting to come out, and you can start seeing some interesting flowers. Unfortunately, I am not much of a botanist, so I can't tell you a whole lot about them. But you have to watch out for bikers in it. This trail, like all the trails in Greensboro, can be a little busy with bikers and hikers and joggers, and you just have to be careful to share the trail. But it is still early spring, so still a lot of green left to come out. As we're walking, you can see some of the greenery starting to come out. It's this is a fairly level trail, fairly easy. I think they officially call it moderate in all trails, but it's just almost a community hiking trail, just a few miles from our house. Don't know what kind of bird I'm hearing in the distance. You gotta love all the sounds of nature. Birds chirping. I heard a woodpecker for a second. It's still fairly flat, a little bit up and down, but not very much. Probably elevation of less than 50 feet. Elevation change. We're probably around the 1 mile mark now. I'm not wearing my Apple Watch today, so I have to check my all trails, see how far we've gone and how much elevation so far. But it's a nice little trail. We've encountered a few people, a couple of hikers, a couple of bikers, but not a lot. So, get a little picture with me and what's behind me. And 1 mile is not much of a challenge. It's a little chilly, so we're all bundled up. But I think it's running in the mid-50s temperature-wise. We're getting a little closer to the lake now. You can see this little marshy area down here. We are not much past a mile into the hike. As I said before, the total mile is 3.76 point to point. So if we have time to make the whole trip, it'll be about 7.52 out and back, if I read the map correctly. And so nice little day hike, nice little outing. Getting more into the lake area, you can see through the trees here much more of the lake. It's still kind of a small finger part of the lake. It's not the main lake, but still, I bet there's some nice bass just waiting to be caught around this area. There's your little squirrely squirrel running around, as you'll find in abundance here. Yes, I'll have to cut that out. Little itch. And here comes Cashew, the selfie queen. Just she looks like she's from Canada. The bright red jacket and the maple leaf hat. Alright, so came over to the edge of the lake. Wind is kind of picking up now. They weren't predicting any rain, even though it's very overcast. But, I mean, anything's possible. This is North Carolina. So, still on our outward journey. We're probably about 1.8, 1.9 miles. Over on the side, you can see Lake Townsend at the beginning of it. All right, another close approach to Lake Townsend. So you can see we're still kind of on the end point where it's not very big, but we're getting more into it. I think the trail ends right where the lake gets to be full. And then there are other trails that pick up there, but for this particular trail, Reedy Fork, according to All Trails, I think that's as far as it goes. We're about almost 2.5 miles into the hike, so about 1.5 miles to the turnaround. We're here at, again, it's Lake Townsend, Reedy Fork Road, Reedy Fork Trail. You can see some cars going by. This particular section runs along the road for just a little bit. You can see up there where it splits back off. I think we're going to probably turn around at this point rather than going back. You can see Cashew over doing a little photography or videography of her own. It's a beautiful lake, still a little bit overcast, but it's still beautiful, and it looks like, I think that's it. Something, maybe a goose. Yeah, it looks like a goose out there swimming and fishing. So I think the next thing we're going to turn back. We're at 3.1 or 3.2 miles. So we're about 2/3 of the way back, and you can see the breeze is picking up a little bit, and you start seeing some sun coming a little bit down in the sky and clouds, and a little bit of reflection. We just finished the Reedy Fork Trail, a total of 6.3 miles that we walked. Total time was about 2.5 hours, I think 2 hours 28 minutes. That's the entrance to the trail. Cashew in the car.
Elevation gain was 274.
Yeah, so just to unpack. Got to stop my all trail so it doesn't map me home. So here you can see my all trails map. The total hike was 6.3 miles. We had 183.7 foot elevation gain total. Took us 2 hours 22 minutes and 2 seconds, which we felt was a pretty good pace for this. We're feeling like our strength is not bad. We're not quite to where we want to be for Glacier, but we're definitely getting there. Thanks for watching.